Welcome to Whiskies and Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano, and today you're going to be taking a look at a video that I am putting together that is going to cover my allocated bourbons or whiskeys of 2023. Now, based on the structure of my channel, I don't really get a chance to cover every single whiskey that I end up getting throughout the year. All the special releases, all of the annual releases, and some of the allocated bourbons and whiskeys throughout the year just don't necessarily make it to the channel for a review. So what I'm going to do is smell and taste a whiskey. I'm going to give you some information about it, and if you would like to play along, get a pad of paper or a pencil and write down your guesses on which allocated special release, annual release that it is that I'm talking about. Just jot it down on a sheet of paper, post comments down below, and let me know how many you got correct out of 14. I do have 14 special releases, allocated whiskeys, or annual releases. I will tell you one of these releases I don't have. So we can just completely throw the Maker's Mark cellar age out the window. You don't have to guess that one. But as I give you the information and give you some of the tasting notes or some of the nosing notes, I'm going to give you the ABV and the price. If you know what bottle I'm talking about, write it down. And again, at the very end, go ahead and let me know what you scored. And another hint, you can also take a look at the thumbnail to the video. I think I have all of the bourbons up there and all of the American whiskeys up there with the exception of 2. So let's go ahead and jump into glass number 1. And here we go. Good luck if you're playing along. All right, this is gonna surprise some people. So bottle number 14 in 14th place for my allocated special release limited editions for 2023. This smells like you're walking into a forest. It's nothing but pine needles. I will tell you this is $149.99. It's 49.3% ABV and is finished in port. Everything that is on the nose is also coming through on the palate. It is tending to be a little bit sweet, but no doubt about it, the port is there along with those pine needles. What's your guess? In 14th place, A Midwinter's Night's Dram, Act 11, Scene 9. How'd you do? Everybody off to a good start. Let's go ahead and move on to glass number 2. Hey, glass number 2 has a malty note to it. I get maple syrup, vanillas, caramels, brown sugar, and it does have a pretty good spice. This is coming in at 59.05% ABV, $124.99. And it's going to be a blend of bourbons, rye, and malt. Rich oak, spice, chocolate, maple syrup. Pretty decent proof as well. This is coming in 13th place. Guesses? Little Book, Chapter 7 in retrospect is going to be my 13th place. All right, let's go ahead and get on to bottle number 12. In 12th place, floral, grassy, a little bit of funk, 54% ABV, and it's no, it's not. It's $255. Soft on the palate, gives me that pillowy effect. Still floral, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of spice. Almost has a pretty velvety mouthfeel. Coming in 12th place, Willet 8-Year Purple Top. I don't necessarily know if purple top is part of the name or not, but it has a purple top. All right, moving on. Looking at the 11th place allocated special release limited edition 2023. This comes across as clove, ginger, cinnamon, very oaky, and it is double oaked. This one's coming in at 54% ABV. It is a single barrel, and it was $199. Yeah, right up front, it's a little bit prickly, kind of get that effervescence. Really a good amount of sweet and spice. Anise, ginger, cinnamon, cream soda, maybe even a touch of apple. 11th place, 2XO Gem of Kentucky, barrel number 39. This was actually in 2 recent videos. How are you guys doing so far on the guesses? Okay, moving on to bottle 10. I'm gonna run out of room here in a second. All right, spice, cherry, lots of oak. I will tell you it's a 15-year-old, 49.05% ABV. $259.99. Yeah, classic cherry, oak, vanilla, spice. And this is also cask strength. All right, coming in 10th place, Remus Gatsby Reserve. This is, again, the 2023 release. All right, I got two more for my bottom half of the list. All right, this one is another age stated. You get some nuttiness, good sweetness, maple, brown sugar. This one comes in at 50% ABV, and I ended up paying, where is it at? $175. No mistake about it. Very nutty, very oaky. It's a little bit drying. It's not a little bit drying, it's a lot drying. Good amounts of leather, tobacco, and chocolate as well. High age statement, Knob Creek 18 is taking my 9th spot. All right, last one in the bottom half of my allocated whiskeys of 2023. Ooh, nice and sugary sweet. I will tell you this one is finished in port as well. It's cask strength, coming in at 59.1% ABV, and it was basically $300. Good amount of sweetness, good vanilla, brown sugar, that port shining through, good effervescence on the front of the palate. That port is shining through. It's vanilla ice cream, cherry cream soda, sweet, and lots of red fruit. All right, this is the last bottle for my bottom portion of my allocated whiskeys. What do you think it is? All right, if you guessed Angel's Envy, cask strength, you are correct. All right, I just ran out of room. I'm gonna clear this thing out of here. I'm gonna clear my palate, give you a little bit of time to regroup. Post some comments down below how you've done so far in the first half, and then we'll finish up with the last 7. All right, to give my palate a little bit of time to relax, add some water to clear it a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump right back into this with bottle number 7 for my allocated whiskeys of 2023. And this one is a scorcher. 65.1% ABV, banana, maple, rye bread, and butter. Let's get on the palate. All right, $74.99. And I completely lucked into this one. Yeah, banana, maple syrup, rye bread, butter, candy sweetness. What do you got as a guess? This is shocking. It is the second rye on my list. This one's the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. Throughout the year, a couple of people were saying that I needed to try this. I couldn't get my hands on it. Eventually, I found it, and you were right. It's absolutely delicious. All right, moving on to number 6. Oh man, dark fruit sweetness. Not really high in the ABV. Good amounts of vanilla. Coming in at $124.99, 90.4% ABV. This coats the mouth really well. Milk chocolate, maple syrup, oak, sugar sweet. Maybe a very, very small touch of banana, but not much. Yeah, number 6 is a hitter. At least it is for me. Woodford Reserve Historic Barrel Entry. Yeah, all around, just a very, very good tasting whiskey. Get a little rinse here, and we're going to the top 5. Hey, this one was a last minute entry. Coming in a little bit hot, 58.5% ABV, $199.99. This is finished in 2 different types of barrels, 1 sherry and 1 rum. I'm not going to tell you which ones because you'll immediately guess it. Got a good amount of cinnamon, some good spice, vanilla spice, cinnamon spice, dark red fruits. Yeah, this is absolutely delicious. And it is a collaboration. Anybody guess Calvin Collaboration 5? If you did, you are correct. This is finished in Australia, Mariposa Sherry and Añejo dark rum casks. Absolutely fantastic. When I tasted this one, I absolutely had to throw it into the mix. I like this that much, and that's why it's in my top 5. All right, we got 4 left. Tell you what, putting all this thing together, looking at all the 14 glasses, this was a very, very daunting task, but I think I'm managing it pretty well. I hope you guys have your, it's not really a bracket, I hope you have your guesses intact. I hope you're following along with me. Like, subscribe, share, do all those things that YouTubers are asking you to do. And let's move on to bottle number 4. Man, that is dark. Classic bourbon. $89.99. Cherry, oak, caramel, brown sugar, vanilla, tobacco. Pretty high ABV. 66.5% to be exact. Oh man, this is absolutely delicious. I think the one thing that is keeping this out of my top bourbon, so there you go, it's another hint, it's a bourbon, is there is a small touch of astringency, like a black marker. Not enough to kick it out of the top 5, but just enough to keep it out of number 1 and bump it down to number 4. 13 years, 7 months, ring a bell? Cherry, oak, chocolate, vanilla, tobacco, leather, brown sugar, caramel, all that. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C923 is taking my 4th spot. I was shocked that this was not number 1, but that astringency, that little marker note, kicked it out of the top spot. All right, another rinse. We have 3 left. Any guesses on what these 3 could possibly be? Remember, they're allocated, they're annual releases, they're limited editions. And I will tell you, one of these bottles is actually a 2022 release, but I wasn't allowed to purchase the bottle until March. So that may be a little bit of a hint if you've been following my channel for a while. All right, bottle number 3, that is in 3rd place. I can smell this all day. I will tell you that it's a double oaked product. It has cherry, vanilla, deep, dark brown sugars. It's an 8-year-old. It's coming in at a whopping 62.8% ABV. Man, that is really good. Milk chocolate, tobacco, leather, cooking spices, cinnamon, anise, ginger, clove, nutmeg, and if I haven't said it, really rich, dark oak notes. Classic, absolutely delicious. $199.99. And this is an anniversary bottle celebrating a cooperage. Foregate Calvin 60. When I first opened this bottle, along with the Foregate Calvin Collaboration 5, they were both incredibly delicious, but each one was so completely different on the palate. I had to put both of them in there, and they both were in my top 5. I know $200 is a tough pill to swallow, but I think they're worth it. Another rinse of water. All right, I've got 2 left. Any guesses? Going through your brain, racking your brain, trying to figure out what were some of the special releases in 2023 that I haven't covered yet. And keep in mind, there's still a 2022 out there as well. All right, in 2nd place for my allocated whiskeys for 2023. Again, absolutely amazing on the nose. It's vanilla cream, cherry, cinnamon, good amounts of oak, vanilla ice cream, cream soda, chocolate, vanilla, tobacco, leather, and the ABV doesn't really necessarily burn the nostrils. Oh, so good. 57.4% ABV. It does have an age statement, very similar to the Elijah Craig, and this was $154.99. Any guesses? 2nd place is Russell's Reserve 13. I got to tell you a little bit of a story about this bottle. I had an opportunity to buy or get the Michter's Toasted. I went to Trevor's and they had 2 packages. I could get the Russell's 13 with 3 other Wild Turkey products, or I can get the Michter's Toasted Rye. I don't think it was a Toasted Rye. I think it was the Michter's Toasted Bourbon. And they had that along with 3 other Michter's products. I ended up getting this one and I missed out on the Michter's. A week later, I ended up getting a message from Total Wine & More, and I was afforded the opportunity to buy a Russell's 13 as well. So I ended up actually getting 2 Russell's 13. One of the bottles I ended up donating to Stuff and Whiskey. They do a yearly charity event, and that bottle went to them. All right, so that leaves one last bottle, and I could not leave this one out of the 2023, even though it came out in 2022. It's already hitting my nose with that grape popsicle stick note. That should be a hint right there. Pretty high proof. We're looking at 69.35% ABV. Sugary sweet. I ended up paying $159.57 for this. It reminds me a lot of a combination of the Russell's 13 and the Elijah Craig. Those 2 bottles put together, creating this, plus a high ABV. Yeah, grape, oak, sugar. It's sugary sweet. Got brown sugar, caramel, vanilla, tobacco, chocolate. Yeah, everything about this bottle is fantastic. So what do you guys have for my first place? George T. Stagg, the 2022 release. And just for some information, I ended up getting this bottle through the rewards system from Total Wine and More. I think I ended up having like 190,000 points at the end of the year. They sent you a list through an email that said, choose which bottles you would want. This was number 2. I think Pappy 23 was my first choice, and this was my second choice. Go figure, I didn't get the Pappy 23, but I did get this. So there you go. That is my allocated whiskey list for 2023. If you have had any of those 14 whiskeys that I just shared with you, let me know in the comments down below where they rank with your whiskeys of the year. Did any of them hit number 1? Have you had any of them? Were you searching for some and couldn't find it, like I could not find the Maker's Mark Cellar's Age? And sorry, Tony, 14 glasses. I'm not doing a blend on this one. One last time, do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. This video came out after New Year, so I hope everybody had a great holiday season. You had an enjoyable New Year's. I'm looking forward to 2024. And the last thing left to say is wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.